Good evening, everybody. I'm Pierre Roberge, the Daily Trader. It is May 27th, and we are going to take a look at Palantir stock. I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research, make your own decisions. I'm only here to provide you with what I see in terms of technical analysis of Palantir, and you can use this as an ingredient in your own investment recipe to decide what you want to do with. So basically today, another great day for Palantir. Closed at 22.70, up 58 cents, 2.62%. Post-market seems to be up 10 cents. Why not? We are going to take every uptick we can. So basically, look at this, a nice, frank, big green candle. We see that the wick at the bottom indicates, and the wick at the top indicate that there's really a push up for that stock. So the body of the candle is the colored part of the candle. Well, I mean, the wick changes color also, but what I mean is that the green rectangle that you see on the last candle is the body of the candle. And sometimes we have wicks at the bottom and wicks at the top. So this indicates where the stock went during the day outside of the open and close, or open and close when it's red. So a longer wick at the bottom than the top means that there's a push up for that stock for the day. So it's always nice to see a push up when we are trying to make money on the upside. So and this wick almost extended down to 21.50, and surely look at this, it broke a little bit the resistance that we have. So the resistance is basically at 22.64, and the high of the day is at 22.70. So we are talking about 4 cents difference. Is that right? 22.65 and 22. Yeah. So basically the candle almost perfectly at 4 cents close was on the resistance. So this confirms that our resistance was nicely put. You know, it's always, we can always adjust it. I tend to adjust them once in a while because your eyes will be different each day you will look at the stock. Sometimes we see something, it's clear, and sometimes we don't see it, and then the next day we either confirm what we saw or see something else. So it's normal to have to readjust your trend lines from time to time, and also because new candles have appeared and then you see something else differently. So there's no how can I put this? It's normal to have to adjust your trend lines. Bingo. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. Okay, 1 hour chart, where's the 930? So 930 was here, so we opened at the bottom of the green candle, then went down, almost touched 21.50. We went down to exactly, let me see, 21.66. So we were 16 cents away from this. This happens sometimes it's just like the stock wants to just reconfirm a support. Okay, well, I'm gonna take one step back before taking a step forward. And we had that with Tesla, I think it's yesterday or 2 days ago, where we touched a resistance and then we pulled back on support, and then boom, we crushed the resistance. Now I'm not talking about crushing resistance yet. I am just talking about the fact that stocks like to confirm support before going forward. So this is what has been happening here. Boom, boom. Then we opened right here, higher, and something, well, the selling pressure was higher than the buying pressure, so then we went down. Pretty much even with the bottom of the last bodied candle. Then kind of going sideways, and then starting from 11:30 and more at 12:30. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. So pretty strong buying pressure there. Pretty strong buying pressure, and I cannot help but notice the volume. The volume during the last hour is approximately twice higher than the volume at 2:30. And the same thing happened with Tesla in a bigger proportion. So Tesla's last candle volume was pretty high. So this is interesting that we are seeing this this buying pressure. So from this perspective, from an hourly perspective, we have broken support. Let me go back to the daily chart and try to see if my trend line is good, if my resistance line. So a trend line can be either a support or resistance. So support lines and trend and resistance lines are both types, or two types of trend lines. Okay, so yeah, let me try to adjust this. So I think I want to put it like this. Okay, I'm just going to, I'm having a hard time just hitting this. So see, this point here and this point here are perfectly in line, and this one did not really touch. So so I cannot make these 3 points touch. The way to draw your trend lines is to try to have them touch the most candles. There are different philosophies in trend lines drawing. Some say, well, you should exclude the wicks. The wicks are not important. You should exclude them. So this is what I did here. I excluded the wick, because if I was including or only touching the wick, it would show this. So so is that a good trend line? I would not be touching here. I would not be touching here. So I would be touching only here. But then I would be touching here. See? Boom, boom, boom. So that's not a bad trend line. And sometimes there are two trend lines, one next to each other, a double support or double resistance. So if I draw this top one on the wicks, on this wick, I draw this. And if I draw this one excluding the wicks but not crossing the bodies, then I have something like this. I have this one here, I have this one here, and now I'm touching almost the wick here, and I'm touching this body here. So this is an art. You will find on the internet different people doing different things. I think that we should be flexible. We should be flexible if we see that the stock is not obeying to the trend lines, that we have drawn. It's because they are not right. So the stock will tell you if things are right or not. So so I think I like this double trend line. Let me just put this one a little bit thinner to make it more visually appealing. So based on this one, if we use the first one, then we have broken outside of it. And based on the post-market, that shows that we are even 10 cents higher, then we should even be outside of this one and getting close to the second one. So there is no need to panic. We can just take 1 day or two to see what the stock is going to do, because we are getting close to a resistance. So two things can happen. We are either caving into this second resistance, we cave in, or we cross it. And if we cross it, it's possible that we cross it for 1 day and then we uncross it the next day. So it's always good to give the stock some time so that we can see what is happening. It's always a bad idea, and I've suffered from this in the past and sometimes even right now, to have a fear of missing out, the FOMO, the fear of missing out a move in the stock. It's not usually good to obey your emotions. You can just watch the stock and see what it does, and once you have an idea of the pattern that is in play, then you can invest or you can sell. The thing is that we need to find for patterns, and when one candle does something, this is not a trend. This is just an exception. But if it does something like this, and then does this, and then does this, then we start to see, okay, maybe this was a higher high, this was a higher low, so this is a new trend. So this is how we can discover what is happening. So we should not try to put our interpretation or our thoughts or vision onto the stock. We should just listen. And sometimes we listen and we don't understand. So that's fine. We can just wait 1 extra day to see if we understand better, and 1 extra day. And at some point you will see that you will start to understand what is happening. And then you will start to understand what is happening sooner and sooner. Okay. Enough rambling. So let's look at the stochastic. Stochastic is pretty high, 79.68, so very close to 80. When it goes above 80, it shows really nice pressure in the stock. We have a green thumb here, and we have our MACD that crossed over not too long ago. Still, the two lines are under 0, so it would be better if the two lines were above 0. And the DMI is getting closer and closer now. So we have 20. We have a value of 20 for the green line and 23 for the red line, and they are getting really close. So it is going to be very interesting to see what will happen. So I don't know. I don't predict the future. I'm just riding the trend, and right now the trend is up. Will the trend turn back because of this second resistance? Maybe yes, maybe no. Or is the stock strong enough to just break through the resistance and then do a pullback a little bit later? It's all possible. Let's just sit back, eat popcorn and watch. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I publish a Palantir and a Tesla video every single day. If you click on the bell icon, you will see those videos in your feed at around 5 o'clock or so. We have a discount server. We have a Patreon account also. If you think that you are getting enough value from what I do, that you are willing to give me some value back. And I read all of your comments, so please keep commenting on my videos. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.